Hello everybody, it's the 26th of July and time to do a bit more work on this white poplar group. The wires are beginning to dig in, so they need to come off. They've done their job now, and even though they've done their job, I've decided not to keep this piece that I wired up in the first place in favour of this other piece that's grown up, which I think will give me a bit more interesting movement. So once that was a considered cut. Quite often in my videos, I think I've said before, I decide I'm going to work on a tree and I only have a vague idea what I'm going to do with it. But in this case I've been looking at that sort of twin peak, as it were, for a little while now, and felt, yeah, the way to go was to be removing that second one. Okay, let's move you in a little bit closer. Okay, so that's trimmed most of the trees back quite significantly. I've removed a lower branch here. All of it opens up the base, which will again allow this little tree to shoot and grow. I'm a little bit unhappy with these two trees here. Growing too parallel, and so I'm going to use a trick I've used before with other trees, and I'm going to take a fairly thick piece of wire. I don't want to waste it, so I'm not going to cut it. I'm just going to put up with the fact that I've got extra bits sticking out, and I've basically made a kind of a wedge that I can push in between those two trunks, if I can do it. Cack-handed Charlie. Okay, and then if I bend that around like so, that around like so, it won't really go anywhere, and that just pushes those two trees apart in that sort of diagonal direction, and that gives them a better, more natural look, I feel, which of each tree are reaching out and trying to find its own patch of light. I'm not sure about this. I still want this centre tree to be the taller tree. I'm going to snip that, shorten that. Okay, that's better. So apologies that I did most of the work off camera, but I'm not sure if I forgot to press the button or whether it just stopped recording on its own. The mysteries of camera-ship. But there you go, back to the front. I think that might want to come down a little further. Okay, that's better. We'll put that back on the bench. And let it grow on some more. Okay, so this odd little clump, which is a clump of two, joined together by this thick chunk of root, have again been growing very vigorously, and again trying to have two leaders, or at least one of them is. So I'm going to cut that back like so, and in fact I'm going to chop it back quite considerably. I'm going to take out this piece that's at the front. I'm going to chop that, and yeah, I'm not sure about that piece. It's growing back behind that trunk. I think I'm going to lose that, but this tree's got a long way to go to become anything at all, really, but I still quite like it, and it's a free piece of material. If you go back and check out the playlist, the very first video in the playlist is me literally carving these suckers out of the ground with my penknife, literally just carving them out of the turf. So you gotta love free material. So thank you very much for watching, really appreciate it. Do the usual YouTube things, the liking, the subscribing and the commenting. Let me know what you think down below. But most of all, please look after yourselves. Stay safe, everybody.